Welcome back, my dear students, to the part 3 from the chapter Magnetism and Matter. In this module, let us learn about the electrostatic analog, magnetism and Gauss's law, and Earth's magnetism. So, we have already discussed that the property of any object, by virtue of it can attract a piece of iron or steel, is called magnetism. The poles of a magnet are the 2 points near but within the ends of a magnet at which the entire magnetism can be assumed to be concentrated. And the poles always occur in pairs and they are of equal strength. Now let us consider the electrostatic analog and compare it with magnetism. We know the constant in electrostatics is 1 by epsilon 0, whereas in magnetism it is mu 0. Epsilon 0 is the permittivity of free space and mu 0 is the permeability of free space. The dipole moment in electrostatics is represented by small p, whereas in magnetism the dipole moment is represented by small m. Equatorial field for a short dipole is given by minus p by 4 pi epsilon 0 r cube, and in magnetism it is given by minus mu 0 by 4 pi into m divided by r cube. The axial field for a short dipole in electrostatics is given by 2p divided by 4 pi epsilon 0 r cube, whereas in magnetism it is mu 0 by 4 pi 2m divided by r cube. When kept in a region of external field, the torque experienced by the dipole in electrostatics is given by P cross E, whereas in magnetism it is M cross B. Here E represents the electric field and B represents the magnetic field. The external field produces a potential energy of minus P dot E in the case of electrostatics, while in magnetism the energy is equivalent to minus M dot B. It is wrongly written as E. Now let us discuss about the Gauss's law for magnetism. You are familiar with Gauss's law in electrostatics, according to which integral B dot ds is equivalent to 1 by epsilon 0 times the charge enclosed. Similarly, in magnetism, we can write a similar relation, but since there are no isolated magnetic charges or monopoles, integral B dot dA or integral B dot ds is equivalent to 0. This is the Gauss's law for magnetism. Now let us discuss about the Earth's magnetism. The Earth's magnetism is due to the presence of molten iron present inside the Earth's crust. We know the geographic north and south poles of the Earth. So a line joining the geographic north NG and geographic south SG is called the axis of the Earth. And geographic equator is also shown in the figure. But when a magnet is freely suspended, it aligns in the north-south direction. The direction in which the north pole of the magnet points is taken as the north magnetic pole, and the direction in which the south pole of the magnet points can be taken as the south magnetic pole. It is represented by NM and SM respectively. And a line joining the north magnetic pole and south magnetic pole is called the magnetic axis. The geographic axis and the magnetic axis are inclined at an angle of 11.3 degree from each other. Now let us consider a plane passing through the geographic north and south poles. We can call that plane as the geographical meridian. Similarly, a plane which is passing through the magnetic north and south poles can be called as magnetic meridian. So, vertical plane passing through the magnetic axis is called the magnetic meridian, whereas a vertical plane passing through the geographic axis is called the geographic meridian. Hope you have got an idea about the Earth's magnetism, electrostatic analog, and Gauss's law in magnetism. Thank you, dear students.